Hey guys, this is Rob Paulson, and you're listening to the Geekcast Radio Network.
Hi, this is Bobby Curnow, Chief Turtle Editor at IDW Publishing, and you are going to have a shell of a good time inside the pull bag.
You've just jumped inside the pull bag. Join TFG1Mike and the rest of the comic crew here at the GCRN as they make their great escape into comics. From DC, Marvel, and Image to IDW, Boom Studios, and Zenescope, we have everything right here. We cover things like Transformers, He-Man, superheroes, TMNT, and Radiant Black. Yeah, we have all that and so much more. It's all inside the pull bag here on the Geekcast Radio Network. So, without further ado, it's time to talk about the comics we're reading right now, here inside the pull bag.
Hello and welcome to the pull bag. This is episode 475, and it is a special episode as we haven't done one of these in about 4 or 5 years. We were launching, it's been that long. 2015, Joe and I celebrated the 25th anniversary of TMNT, the original 1990 theatrical film. In 2016, we celebrated TMNT 2, Secret of the Ooze, by doing a commentary on that film. Now, 1 year, I didn't want to wait. I couldn't wait. We are 1 year to the day. This will release March 19th, 2022. We are 1 year away from the 30th anniversary of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3, Turtles in Time.
That, I think, is its official subtitle now.
It's what it has on Netflix, and that's what it has on everything else. And I thought that's what it was 30 years ago, because I remember in 93 the video game was out, the Turtles 4 video game, and then the movie, or so I forget the release of whatever. I'd have to look it up on Wikipedia to see when the game came out, but I remember the game and the movie at the same time, and they both said Turtles in Time. Mm-hmm. I'm sure a lot of people would have preferred the video game be adapted into a film than probably what we actually got in this film.
Count me among them.
Well, so we're going to do a comictary, folks. We started the comictaries with Turtles. I don't think we're going to end them with Turtles, but basically we are going to do a commentary on the third film. We're going to sit here and watch it and make notes and comment on it as we go along. I will be doing a countdown here in a little bit so you guys can follow along at home. We are using Netflix, and we both are at 0. For the first time ever, and this is the only reason why I'm doing this is because it's a commentary, I have the volume on Netflix off, and I never do this when I'm watching stuff because I hate it. I have subtitles on. I hate closed captioning. I want to watch my television, not read it. Hate closed captioning. Whatever.
Sometimes I find myself turning it on just to see what was that they actually said. I know what I think they said, but did they actually?
That's
and I have
what
to just
the
check
rewind
myself.
button is for, so you can just play it again. So I have all 3 Wikipedia articles pulled up for all 3 of the original films, and I just wanted to bring up just something slightly interesting but crazy. All 3 of these movies made money. Obviously, the first film, I believe the first film made the most. Yes, I would assume it would. Yep. At the main box office for the U.S. was $202 million in 1990. It had a budget of $13.5 million for the first film. But the reason why I wanted to bring the other 2 films up is because, you know how normally people are like, oh, January and February and March usually, no films. Like, between January and April, that's where the studios kind of like to throw their let's see what sticks kind of things to it. All 3 of these films were released in March of each of their respective years. The first movie was released March 30th of 90. The second one was March 22nd of 91, and then this one was March 19th of 93. So that is interesting. And
with at least the last March of the March 30th one, that's right when spring break usually starts for a lot of people. I wonder if that was their strategy. Get the kids before they go on summer vacation, but when they're home.
Maybe. I do not remember seeing. I remember seeing the first two movies in theaters. I do not believe I saw this in theaters.
I am sure that I did, but it's weird. I don't remember where I was when I saw the first one, but I know I must have seen it in theaters. I remember seeing a movie poster on a vacation into Indiana. Oh my gosh, they're making a movie! But beyond that, I know I saw this at Studio 28 in Grand Rapids, Michigan, probably on the first or second weekend at least. But that's all I remember.
Yeah, so back in 1993, folks, it usually took 6 months to a year and a half before anything ever came out on physical media from theatrical runs, even if the film was bad. So I remember catching this on HBO or Showtime or Skinamax or whatever. Like, I had my uncle tape it off the television. That's what I remember about this. As far as, the actual physical media, obviously, I remember the movie, and we'll get into that in a minute. I also wanted to bring up here, because I want to do a separate episode on another show, New Line Cinema, the main production company that did these first three films. Their parent company is now Warner Brothers.
Huh.
So this happened back in February of 2008, which I was really surprised, because for me, as a kid in the 80s and 90s, I always loved seeing whatever the opening studio logo was, whether it was the Columbia woman, whether it was the TriStar unicorn horse thing, whatever it was. And New Line was so cool and so interesting because they have the sound effect, and then they just have the clapboard kind of logo thing, and absolutely love it. What is sad about New Line's entries is that, so I'm looking on the New Line Wikipedia article, and they have a section here of the main article of list of New Line Cinema films, but they also list the highest grossing films. Now, I do not take anything away from this, even though it's not my thing. I recognize that it was a great film trilogy and everything else. Lord of the Rings, Return of the King, and Two Towers are number 1 and number 2 with the highest gross. And then number 3 makes no damn sense to me, because number 3 is the 2017 version of It. And I'm like, oh, God, clown. So as I
don't know anybody who saw that movie.
I didn't. I'm not a horror person, so... But anyway, so we have The Hobbit. We have Rush Hour 2 at number 8. Austin Powers and Goldmember at number 9. The original 1990 film comes in at 21 out of 25 of the top grossing films for New Line. And this even includes theatrical reissues of these films. The fact that Shazam... I'm thinking of okay, good. It's not as bad as I thought. The fact that Rush Hour 3 and The Spy Who Shagged Me are higher grossing than Turtles 1 is just crazy to me.
Well, I wonder if they adjust those amounts for inflation.
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Because I think Gone with the Wind is still the highest grossing when you adjust for inflation, but I don't have any idea.
I don't know. Last I knew, the last highest grossing film for inflation was some boat sinking in 1912.
Ah, yes.
I don't know. I could be wrong. Whatever. And at this point, as of this recording, folks, it is not out on physical or digital media yet, but at this point, Spider-Man No Way Home might break the bank for everybody.
I still haven't seen it because I'm not going to the theater.
We'll talk later.
Yep.
All right, folks, we're going to give you a countdown. Really quick before we do that, do you have any, other than you think you saw it, do you have any actual memories of this film, or how long has it been since the last time you saw this?
I don't think I have seen this since I started hanging with you online. I suspected my kids might eventually work through the movies and then want to see it, but it's been 20 years. But I know that my memory of it is really good because when it was out and I had it on VHS, that was just nearly on play every day. I liked it more as, a 13, 12, 11, 10-year-old than I did I'm sure I will as an adult. In my head, I know it aged well.
You never know. What I also found interesting was between these three films, the first film, the second film, and this one, the second film is the shortest. The first film was 93 minutes, the second film was 88 minutes, and this is 96 minutes.
Huh.
Weird.
16th century Japan. Brave men ride into battle, fighting an evil emperor. With their only hope, a golden scepter that can open the gates of time itself. Now, in their darkest hour, come four brave fighters from another time, another place, another species.
You were expecting maybe the Addams Family?
They're back, and they're back in time.
Hey, dudes, check it out! We're in Shogun!
Once before, demons defeated my ancestors. Now they have come back for me.
Talk about your quantum leap!
My cannons can destroy these monsters, my lord.
Uh-oh, this doesn't bode well. I love this stuff!
How are we gonna get home?
Silver! Somebody dial 911.
I have a feeling we're gonna be here for a very long time. This is the worst rescue I've ever had.
I think I swallowed a frog. I hope it wasn't an ancestor.
New Line Cinema presents
A Lake-orama. Sweet!
the four greatest turtles
Hey, all right. It's not just a job, it's an adventure.
ever to go down in history.
It's just your ordinary time travel equal mass displacement kind of thing. Kids.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3.
Help, I'm a turtle and I can't get up.
All right, folks, we're going to do a countdown. I'm going to do it in 3, 2, 1, click play. You see the New Line logo come up.
Yep, fond memories with that music.
Absolutely.
There's something
Japan.
Burger King commercial would come on the VHS thing.
Yep. Absolutely.
It's a great opening shot.
It is, yes.
Very, very Japanese.
Mm-hmm. Well, this is supposed to be Japan 1603,
Yeah,
even
1603.
though I'm sure that grassland is somewhere in the somewhere.
Yeah,
That's one thing I like about
outside down
old
the
films. Yeah. Like this beach scene, I'm sure that's, like Malibu or Laguna or something. I don't know. I'm just saying that, where this is, you don't know. And that's what I miss about sometimes. Like a lot of stuff today is CGI and a lot is this and a lot is that. And there's a lot of special effects. Unless you have a film that isn't, so high on effects that you could just do practical stuff. I don't know. Every time I watch any old movie, and by old movie I mean 25 years or older, folks, because I will be turning. Well, as of this recording, we're recording this before it'll be released, but it'll be released March 19th, 2022. I will have already turned 42 years old. So I guess at least for this year, I'm the answer to everything. Prince Kenshin. Yeah, I wish I did. Prince Kenshin, surrender! And there's a giant sword fight, and yeah, these guys, man. Whew.
Wait, why are they all speaking English? I didn't ask that question. I had no knowledge. What you get with this movie and that scene is, like, it's definitely filmed practically. Like, I appreciate when you see the helicopter shot over the Japanese castle and it's all sepia toned, like it was CG and it rips me right out of it. But that was all real.
Yeah.
No special effects in that scene at all.
No.
Oh, and there are our turtles.
Oh, yes.
Important to note is that the Jim Henson Company did not work on this film.
No, it did not.
These are the same people that did the television series, the live-action TV show.
Yeah, Next Mutation. We don't talk about that.
I kind of don't know why they didn't use these costumes in that show if they had access to them.
It's television versus a theatrical movie is the only thing I can think of.
Lower budget.
Yeah.
Must have been cheaper to make new ones that were easier to maintain than keep these suits going.
Yeah. It sucks.
The opening katas that they're doing here, I remember this was another opportunity I had to watch it in slow motion and teach myself all of these.
Mm-hmm.
Short of the ones where they're doing any kind of athletic jumping. No.
Yeah.
But
yeah, like
I can't do that with the kick.
Oh, come on. You could do that with a kick. You could do Leo's
Or
kick.
splits.
Come on. Okay, splits maybe not. Nobody can do. I mean, you have to, be really, yeah.
Yeah, my hammies are too tight. Alright, so who's doing the Turtles' voices this time?
I believe it's the same cast. I think, I want to say it's the same cast.
Because Corey Feldman is back.
Yeah, Corey Feldman is back from the first movie. Come on. Voice cast. Brian Toshi as Leonardo. Corey Feldman as Donatello.
Yep.
Tim Keller as Raph. Robbie Rist as Mikey. And then James Murray as Splinter.
All right, so we lost Kevin Clash doing Splinter. He's probably really busy doing Elmo right now.
No, he's not.
No, I mean during this film.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, wait a second. I'm pretty sure he was no longer Elmo. Huh.
I thought he said I'm spelunking for porno. Like, wait, what? Mikey? Oh, pork rinds. Okay.
Yeah, spelunking for pork rinds. Yeah, even I heard Mikey's pork rinds.
I mean, just now, Mike is reading subtitles. I'm listening it with the audio very, very low and talking over it, so I heard that incomplete. And this is the same April as the second movie.
Yes, Paige Turco. Yep. Which I like. I like that they, kept her going. And I have actually followed her on several different things that she's done, and wow. She was in a number of episodes of a CBS show called Person of Interest. Oh boy, she's been in a lot of stuff other than that. But so where is Splinter anyway? He's doing rat stuff.
Eating somebody's garbage somewhere.
Yeah, found this giant scepter-looking thing, and she thinks it's Japanese. Elvis Presley and Blue Hawaii. Oh, God. Yeah, so far the only thing I don't like about this one is Splinter's design.
Yep. It's just it's a little, and well, even the turtles with the movements, they're much more robotic. Their eye lines don't match up like the Henson people. They know what they're doing. These folks have not had the history of the Henson Company behind them to help school that kind of puppetry thought. But
I even saw it recently, about a month or so ago. Somebody posted the nightmare fuel that is Donatello laughing next to April in the first film.
Where that you could see the face of the actor.
You could see the face of the actor inside his mouth, and I'm like,
oh boy, that's creepy.
That's a Jim Henson Muppet? Oh, Lord. And we get Walker. And you and I have been doing the IDW Turtles comic since 2014 now, and I'm watching this again, and I'm like, oh, this would be so cool if this movie was that, not like. I don't overall dislike this film. Is it something I go back to all the time? No, but there are several lines in here that I absolutely love. Robbie Rist as the voice of Michelangelo can do no wrong. It's like Townsend Coleman in the animated series.
Uh-huh.
You know, it's just so good. Oh, Lord, Niles and his Finches, or Walker and his... Oh, God, that's all I remember about these hench people. Hey, he's got these little Finches. God.
The Japanese costumes,
mm-hmm.
the armor and the kimonos, they're all really good. They did not cheap out on the Japan stuff. And they could have, but they didn't.
Yeah.
Looks really good. But yeah, there's a couple. I know with the Time Scepter that in some earlier draft of the film they were going to bring in Renette into this whole thing.
That would have been cool. Thing. Yeah.
And but you're right too, which I hadn't thought about before. This was an opportunity for them to enter into this little reincarnation kind of thing if they wanted to. It wouldn't surprise me if that was even a part of an original script that got worked out, because it might offend somebody. We don't want to sort of.
I mean, they kind of kept that, because you have the whole temple here, and you have them, praying or worshiping or whatever, and then you get the scepter broken open. But to them, in 1600s Japan, turtles were Kappa. Turtles were like this right here. The scroll opens up, and Kenshin says Kappa, demon, So, I mean, technically the whole, and I don't want to get too philosophical, religious discussion, whatever. I'm just saying the way this is portrayed, some parts of what you just said are still here. It's just they don't go into it, which is fine, because let's face it, in 1993, all of us 13-year-olds just wanted to see the Turtles fight somebody. So he is casting the spell here, and I have to say, even though I don't have it in front of me because I actually have the screen up watching the film, I don't remember the guy's name that plays Kenshin, but when he looked back in the scene earlier before he leaves his father, when he looked back, the first thing I thought of was, oh my God, it's Jet Li in Lethal Weapon 4. In Hong Kong, you'd be dead. So April is time traveling and
sucked into the scepter.
Sucked right into the scepter, and Kenshin comes out and
wearing her clothes.
Yeah.
She's a man.
I kind of like how they simplified the time travel. He said the thing, all this wind and rain and thunder and lightning and whatever comes through, the bodies get transported, but they get knocked into each other's clothes. And Mikey will bring this up in a little bit, where, I want, the dude that takes my place to, have these cool boogie board shorts or whatever. How it's cold. Oh boy.
Kenshin's actor, I see it here, Aiden Henze.
Okay.
Hanse. I've never seen that first name before.
Yeah.
His character's name is listed as Kenshin, but then also as Henry Hayashi, which I don't recognize from the movie, but we'll find out.
Yep. weird looking James Dean dude. Ancient Japanese demon. I got used to his voice in this, even though I don't like Splinter's design. I got used to the voice. I still prefer the other voice from the first two films.
Yep. James Murray does Splinter.
Yep.
That line, when I was a kid, made my parents laugh hysterically. As an adult, I now know why they laughed.
Exactly.
Because Mikey, too, wants to know how to get into April's pants.
Yeah. A lot of adult humor that went over our young minds at the time. Get out of town. That's the idea.
That dude takes his role very seriously. Like, he's not chewing the scenery, but he's really doing... He's convincingly cranky and evil, Walker.
Yes, he is.
He was also in Hot Fuzz and Lethal Weapon 3, Mask of Zorro.
Lethal Weapon 3?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Jack Travis.
Yes. Yeah. So they're just doing the whole Walkman scene thing. Look, I didn't take Spanish in high school.
Yeah, you're smarter than that, April.
There you are. Jack Travis was the villain of Lethal Weapon 3.
Oh.
He was the guy that, had all the stuff going on that he had going on at the time. So, yeah. Yes, the day the music died. Next time, ask me to turn it off.
I think I'm looking at those blades they're using. It looks like they are Iaido blades. They're dull aluminum blades.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he speaks English.
Yeah.
But I think all the Japanese folks are speaking English at times too, but they were just complaining about a language barrier. Like, no, it's not real.
Yeah.
I think this guy thinks he's playing a Harry Potter villain. Yeah, see, I wet my pants. That was scary. Mm-hmm.
Roaster, toaster, and chop her up into tiny little pieces. Oh, Lord.
Oil them, mash them, stick them in a stew.
Yeah, pretty much.
I hate bad technobabble.
Oh, I love it. How can you not like this? It's Donnie at his best.
Oh. Tuesdays?
Mm-hmm. Each have the same weight. Yeah, pretty much.
Race joke.
I just brought us some heavy artillery.
Aw, yeah, man, the best Casey.
I often separate my fiction from reality, but I heard he went crazy.
No, he's still around.
I know he's still around, but yeah.
Is he still on Law and Order? On one of them?
Good question. Not sure.
I know there was a just recently when NECA was doing the movie-based Turtle figures, they went to him to make a Casey, and initially he didn't want to sign away his likeness rights, so the first Casey that got released is with the mask that's attached to the face, but they talked him into it over the course of like 6 months to a year, and so some of the subsequent figures, it's his face on there. He said, man, it'd just be kind of weird to have people like holding me in their hands. Like, I can kind of get that, but at the same time, he is the best Casey.
He is. Okay.
Yeah, I got it. He's right back here on the shelf. There he is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. I saw, and you know what? I don't take the whatever happens in their real life, because I'm looking at the character, and if they play the character the way, you know what I mean? Like, like this. Oh, here's your new Tatsu. Here's your 1600s Tatsu right here. This guy with the little blade here, or the big blade, I should say. It's a gold Rolex. You want it? Let's see. Film. I'm still looking at Casey.
Elias, I don't know how.
Elias Codius. Yeah, I got it.
Right.
I got it. What are we doing with the film? So they're still trying to. Oh, so they bring in Wit, who is also Elias, because you got to have him playing two roles, which is kind of cool.
And I know that that's the same actor, but my brain read that. I mean, it doesn't. I don't even think that.
Yeah.
Oh, they didn't bring Elias Codius into this movie very much. He's only in the future, Casey Jones with the Turtles. He doesn't go back into the past. But there's this character here. He's a whole fleshed out thing.
It's his. I want to say it's his ancestor. I mean, he looks American.
I think they're implying that.
Yeah, absolutely. So, as far as I can tell, he has not been on Law and Order. However, he was. Which I need to go back and rewatch this, because he is a main cast member, or he was, for 106 episodes on Chicago PD as Alvin Al Olinsky.
There we go. All those cop dramas blend together for me.
But
I am Splinter.
The scepter will be in the temple. Priests. Mitz who?
Yeah, you said it right. That's good pronunciation.
Yeah. Can we go now? Let's go, Mikey. Go.
I don't want the other. Mikey's putting on pants because he doesn't want the four guys to show up naked.
Yeah. I got 3 other pairs. And I am sorry that we only see that for like half a second, but those 3 other pairs are kind of gnarly. His pair are all right, but kids.
I'm trying to make the. See, I think the Turtles in Time subtitle must be like the catchphrase for the movie, that the line they put on there, because it's at least not listed on IMDb. But I wish, but for me to accept this as a Turtles in Time thing, I would want to see the Turtles traveling through multiple timelines, which would never be a movie.
Yeah, that's
just me as a nerd saying that.
Oh no!
I would like to know how culturally accurate those undergarments are.
I don't think. I'm missing all the fun.
Yeah, this wasn't cheap.
No
samurai war scene.
Yeah, no, not full costumes and I really trained like, man, these horse. You talk about animals and things, and even kids. As actors and whatever else. Like, you got a kid named. I'm just going to use this as an example, but Mary Kate and Ashley Olsen, you got her, a character named Michelle, and they both play her, and it's like, okay, Michelle, which one? What are you talking, kind of thing. But yeah, I love when they show up though in this. It's so hilarious when they show up. Mikey's on backwards. How do you steer this thing?
My horse doesn't have a head.
Watch out for the people. Ow, 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 ow. See, this is why I love this movie. It's them. It's what they're so out of their element, and they bring something to the characters in this time frame that normally wouldn't probably have that experience.
The only action figure of these that I had was the Mikey one, and it was very good. And I loved the little mask that slipped over his turtle face. And their costumes are
buttermilk.
As well.
Oh, good horsey, good horsey. Ah. Hey, who turned out the lights? I think it was Bonanza once. There goes the scepter. I would be curious if anyone out there has a special effects presentation on that scepter. That would be cool to me.
Yeah, where is that scepter now?
Yeah.
I know somebody who I could ask.
Cool.
But I wonder, I don't think I ever saw any making of documentaries about this film, but I have all sorts of questions, especially about these costumes. Like, did they have to wear the turtle plastron and the leggings in those suits, or did they just pad up clothing, the armor, because save time, save weight?
Oh, that hurt. Oh, no. Okay, I know what you're laughing at. You're laughing at this scene now where, they're but
Casey's
right,
ready to throw down.
Yeah, ready to throw down with the royal guard, and then, okay, bow to me, ancient wusses. But right before that, so when the scene changed, right before this, you have some mysterious person grabbing the scepter, and it switches to a nighttime skyline of New York City. And there were two buildings that aren't there anymore.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God, that hurts. And I'm like, why are you laughing?
Oh. I must be just a few moments ahead of you.
Yeah, it's fine. It's whatever. I like the separation of the 1 versus the 3, kind of like how we had, like, Raph in the beginning of the IDW series having to find his brothers kind of thing. I like that here. I think that's cool. With Mikey off with Mitsu, and then they get whatever.
Yeah, I mean, that's instantly the way to depower the turtles, is to break up their family. You separate them, you move them somewhere away from the other, and that's how they have to then play the film or play the rest of the story catching up together.
Yep.
It's always when they get back together that, like, oh, now they're going to kick everybody's butt.
Yep. Go, idiot. And I love that old man. I mean, obviously he is an older man, but Lord Norinaga, this is very bad. Like, I love that kind of voice thing for wise characters.
Yeah, the
secrets leak like this son of a dead pig. Oh God. See what I mean? Some of these lines are just cringeworthy, but also hilarious.
I can't tell why I always thought this was cheesy. It's not.
It's probably when they get back together. Because when the turtles get back together, they're not technically like the first movie, you had them on the farm worried about, like, the part of their family that was missing was Splinter, and you had them learning and doing more katas and doing more practice and whatever. What next? What are you looking at, you ugly lump of a dung? Oh boy. What? Dung. That's definitely Raph.
Popeye.
Nope. I'm gonna get that guy. You hear what he called me? An ugly lump of dung.
It's also neat that they're animating the mouths underneath the masks still.
Yeah.
Like, if they didn't do that, I don't think anybody would have noticed, but
yeah,
it's a good touch.
But because they did, it makes it so much better. Look at the two guards. Suzuki, Kawasaki, oh, that's sayonara. That'll work.
Splinter would be so disappointed that he doesn't know Japanese.
Oh, yes, he would. But this movie doesn't have, like with Raphael's anger and how that comes into play later with Yoshi, with the little kid character that we'll see later. There is lessons here, but versus what happened in, say, the first film, there isn't an overall lesson for the Turtles as a whole, as a group kind of thing. So I think when they come back together and they're, like right now, I mean, it's the three of them and slapsticking and...
Uh-huh.
Oh, my God.
I think you're right. There's the total difference between especially the first, but the first and the second films is that this one feels more like it was the studio saying we need a third film. There was less heart in this one, less interest in making a serious movie out of it.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I can't not laugh at it. Really, it's Wet Willy time, Mo. Oh, I'd fire my time travel agent. Oh.
Oh,
he's so scared he pulls it. Now, I know it was a system of weights and pulleys and whatever, but he pulled himself up really. I could not do that. If I got in there and locked myself in there weighing as much as I do, I could not pull myself up. There's no way.
With a lever big enough, you could move the world.
Uh-huh.
Who said that? Who's the guy who said... There's one of those scientists.
Yeah, one of them. It's probably Bill Nye or something. This is my favorite part. Come on.
You know, considering with the fight scene here, they're using their weapons.
Yep.
Which I know they did in part 2 because parents complained. They don't seem to care now. Let's bash them in the face with the stick.
Well, I think because it is just a stick. I mean, if you look at the, I don't know.
Yeah, I think they're going to end up showing more Donatello. And Leo, just because of who he is, he's not going to go around cutting these dudes up with his katanas. He's using some wicked kicks, but he has his swords drawn.
Yeah. I think he's more so using them to block than anything else.
Yeah,
like defensive moves.
It's a very
yeah.
Leonardo thing to do at this point. Like these guys aren't bad guys.
Fight's over. We're closed.
Get in there, you big furry oaf. I don't care what you smell.
Yeah. Very Harrison Ford. I'll be back.
Okay, I'll say it. This is better than I thought I was.
I have it on record, folks.
Yep.
Yuck, blech. I hate spinach. Oh, man.
Okay, these are great one-liners.
Yes, it is. Oh, mud, no problem. Whoa!
I can't get up.
I'm eternal and I can't.
That's it. I don't know if my kids would get that joke. Like that's a very dated thing.
Yes.
Ow, I'm falling with the little beeper thing on the neck chain.
Yep.
God, what was that thing called?
Oh, Life
Alert?
Life Alert, Lifeline, something like that, I think, yeah. You'd have to show them the commercial for them to understand it.
I'm sure that's on YouTube.
Oh yeah.
And here we go. This whole Japanese village. This was built.
Yeah.
My gosh.
This is why I'm like, am I saying that Turtles 3 is the best Turtles? No, not at all. But it's not. I've seen this multiple times in the last 10 years, off and on. I don't watch it all that much, but I own it on Vudu. It is now currently, as of this recording in 2022, all 3 films, the live-action films of the original movies, are on Netflix. And it's not horrible. Like, I don't know.
It's not nearly as bad. I mean, that's not even the right way to say it. Not as bad as I thought. It's way better than I thought.
Yeah, it's way better than you expected it to be because you just assume with everybody always,
it's not the Henson robots. It's that the studio got into. They messed it all up. No.
And you know what? Even that, I don't think, is that like, yes, Splinter is a little jarring because the Splinter in this movie, the design of him is a lot more animated and a lot different. Like, original Splinter from the first 2 movies was more of, I don't want to say natural rat-like thing, but it was more realistic looking and it was less animated unless it actually had, like, at the end when, when he goes and whips out his nunchuck and holds Shredder and, for when you die, it will be without, that whole end scene, that's when he had to be animated. But with this, because Splinter is really essentially a non-issue in this movie, he has to be a little bit more animated in the scenes that he's in.
I like Brian Tochi as
Leo.
Leo.
Yeah.
That he defined my Leo voice. It's really interesting how no matter the incarnation of the Turtles, that the voices are all kind of the same. They have the same spirit.
Yeah.
Leo's got the most generic kind of teenage voice without an accent. Mikey has that surfer angle, and Raph the angry New Yorker, and Donnie with the high and squeaky. It's so neat that always goes through, no matter who's playing it.
Yeah. And in the second movie, even though Corey wasn't Donnie, Adam Carl, who did do Donnie, I think fits that second film. And then who was? Wait a minute. Oh, Laurie Faso was Raph in the second movie? Wow, interesting. Okay.
I have to listen to that to see how similar it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, just the fight scenes are good.
Yeah.
The one trying to club him in the back.
Yeah.
Hollow thud for the sound effect.
Yep. Oh, no. Okay, so originally, as we all know, Josh Pace was the original voice of Raph in the first film. And in the second movie, it was somebody else. But I still think it worked for what I think all of it worked for what it was at the time.
Hey, hands off the merchandise, lady. Oh, she has an interesting accent.
Oh, I just like the other one. The other one? Mikey? Bingo! Yeah, as much as I liked Adam Carl for what Donatello's arc was in the second movie, Corey Feldman will always be Donnie.
Yeah. I want to know where they filmed this. Like, where did they build a Japanese village? Part of me wonders if there's a film studio in Japan that has a Japanese village built that you can pay money to rent and move the buildings around a little bit and film what you need to film for a couple of weeks, and then you split. And if that's what they did.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Bring me the scepter. Burn it all down. So Walker and his cronies are.
It was taken, but I don't.
Yeah, it was taken, but well, this film is 30 years old. Yoshi. Yeah, it's the little.
Yeah. Yep.
It's the little Yoshi dude. It's the grandson, the Mitsu's brother or something or other.
I've heard it mentioned that Yoshi, the little kid, was meant to be a descendant of, or how do you say that? Predecessor of Hamato Yoshi.
Yeah.
But there's an issue with that goes over white people's heads. But Yoshi is not the family name.
Yeah,
it's surname. So it would have had to have been a Hamato.
Yeah.
Hamato anything else, and then I'd have been like, yeah, that was Splinter's great grandpa.
My heroes.
Oh God, he's so good. Have you ever spoken with Robbie Rist in any of your Cartoon Voice interviews?
Not yet. I need to. Give me a kiss. Big Green, what do you mean, monster? Hey, which way'd they go? The devil himself.
And Walker dismisses it as a samurai wearing a silly mask, but no. And now he sees it. He sees like,
oh, what the
samurai mask? No. Clint
Eastwood?
I love this guy. This villain, he's not chewing the scenery. He's just playing it so straight. He doesn't know what movie he's in.
Nope. So good.
He is very good. Oh, the delivery of the line. Raph has the same scar on his face that he had in the first movie.
Yes, he does. I'll save you, cat. Hi there. Oh, a lot like Clint. Ah.
Wow, and that's the actor on the horse too.
Oh yeah.
Man.
See, again, 1993, I mean, unless it was something super difficult, most actors, a majority of them, did their own stunts.
If they're jumping off of a building or something, but like,
yeah,
so good.
Yeah.
And again, so many of these shots would have been like these crazy crane shots, helicopter shots, drone shots, anything where that camera's not on the ground just takes me out of it. Yeah. I'd rather see stuff like this.
Yeah. Wamp. Don't leave me, Captain. Bark, 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 bark. Wait for me. Ow. Help, grandfather, help. And I see the resemblance of what you're talking about. Maybe he's a great, 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 great ancestor of Hamato Yoshi. But as he's screaming for help, all I can think of is that's a human version of a dinosaur that was in a video game one time. Michelangelo, drink some water. What's going on? Cough, cough, cough. Well, here I go. I don't believe it. He went in. Mikey, no. Oh, God. 29, 30 years later, this movie still... I've never not liked this. I see some of the things people say about it, and I'm like, okay, sure, but overall...
Such a small thing they're complaining about.
It's like... Yeah, absolutely. You know...
I mean, so far, I think the part that bothers me most are all of these random Japanese folks that can speak English. I know that they did that for the fact that it's a kids' movie, and the kids, they can't keep up with that kind of reading. So, like, I get that. Oh, Leonardo is going to invent CPR.
Yes, he is. Oh.
Bring some food. He needs some food.
Wrong movie, dude.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
No, wait, let him try. He's killing him. He's casting an evil spell. I need more time. I can understand the grandfather yelling Yoshi's name. I can understand why some of them speak Japanese at times.
Yes.
And I get that. But not all of them should be able to speak English. I don't know. I could be completely wrong. I'm just a 42-year-old white dude that doesn't know anything about 16th century, 15th century Japan or whatever it is. But there you go. You know,
I think somebody said it. One of the characters said it, that this is the English are coming to Japan at this time, and so it's understandable that there would be some higher ups in that palace that would speak English because they've been trading for a number of years. But no, not a random Japanese villager. But still, it's an out of universe answer for that. That it's a kids movie and they wanted the kids not to have to read. But still, yeah, it's hard for an adult to look past because I want this to be Tom Cruise Last Samurai with Ninja Turtles in it, but it's not. We're not going to get that.
No. And we get back to Walker and Lord Norinaga. Yep.
You mentioned something before we started recording, I think, that New Line Cinema did these films, and then stuff happened, and the Ninja Turtles fell off the common rotation in the world, and Paramount owns Nickelodeon. Nickelodeon bought the Ninja Turtles,
right?
But New Line was purchased by who?
Was Warner
Brothers.
Yeah.
That makes me wonder if one of the reasons bringing some of these movie characters to the modern versions of the Turtles has been difficult, because if you want to lease or borrow the likeness of Tatsu or of Lord Norinaga, you've got to go to Warner Brothers, not Paramount. And I wonder if that's what has been holding it up. But we've seen Toshiro Obata's likeness show up in the animated Turtles, and they've made figures of the Toka and Razor. Those are not they weren't created for Nickelodeon to purchase. They were stuck in the movie rights.
Yeah.
But NECA's been releasing a lot of these figures from the movie, and I think they're probably going to Warner Brothers to negotiate those rights, which they have an existing relationship with them for all the movie figures they release.
Yeah.
So I wonder if that's what's going down.
That could be. I do know.
My butt.
Medic. Oh no, my butt.
Okay, yeah, practical shot. Leonardo standing up, horse riding.
Exactly, see?
CG. We didn't have computers that could do that.
Exactly.
Don't look at me that way.
That guy's gonna make it. He's good with his hands. This is, I think, coming up is one of my favorite scenes. one of the key reasons why I will defend this film to my dying breath.
I'm going to defend it.
So we see April doing the stuff, and Wit is his name. Actually, he would fit in. No, I couldn't. We got back to New York.
Present day.
Yeah, subway train roars, and they're all in. Kenshin's still in April's clothes, which is fine.
Somebody said I look like James Dean. He's cool, right?
Oh, herbal Ken.
Magic box.
Yes, magic box. And what I love about this is he just starts talking to Splinter about, can you believe this? We're not even going to make the playoffs yet. And we have Donatello in Splinter's head. The space-time continuum will be out of phase in 60 hours.
Oh, Mikey's over here inventing pizza.
Yes, this is what I'm talking about. This is the reason. Right here. All you do is keep deliveries under 30 minutes. Let's see what we got here. Pizza. Got that, dude? Pizza. Ow. Hot. Ugh. Frisbee, also cool. Frisbeed me in the face. I'm out of here. I oughta. It wasn't mine. It was Mikey with the thing in the. That's why I love this movie. That one scene.
Oh wow, those kids saying "Hey Yato" in the background. That's a series of ki I did back in Shinkendo.
Very cool.
For 3 swings. Hey, yeah. Oh, that's cool. Somebody cared enough to put that in there.
Yeah, exactly.
Tell the kids to run around shouting, "Hey, Yato."
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Huh.
Raph. Ooh. Oh, the poor Scarecrow. Who's next? The Tin Woodsman?
Yeah, that's...
Yeah, I'm still, because I've been trying to look up as we've been doing this to see if I could find any filming location notes, and I have not yet. I will at some point. I don't know.
Yeah, that does not look like a beach one might find in America.
I don't think so.
Crazy, crazy, crazy.
Ooh, very. Raph trying to sneak up. Wait. No, that's Mikey.
Yep.
Oh. Sometimes the red and the orange blur for me.
Well,
Yeah. There
was a really good episode of the 2012 series. I think it's season 4. It was the Usagi crossover series. A second episode of that, they ended up having to deal with a bunch of Japanese demons. And demons aren't all bad in Japanese. They're just they like to harass and bring shenanigans to people. But it's interesting to see that they're playing up the role of them being Kappa. That's why we're so weird, because we're just messing with things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I still quote lines from this part. Yeah, you're playing hockey.
Take the best shot.
TV, yeah. Hockey, yeah.
Oh, they're never gonna get it.
So the turtle lair here is, it looks like it's set up the same way as the one that they found during the second movie.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if it is the same set that they rebuilt, or if they had to build it again. And I think I have heard that the set from this movie is the one that they modified and appropriated for the TV series. Like it's like made from the same bits.
Maybe.
Huh. Cold-blooded.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not even going to bother to explain, like,
no.
the time travel. Like, how does he?
Yeah.
They have to be holding it at the same time. But what does that mean?
Yeah. Oh, I sure hope this works.
Yeah,
Godzilla Land.
Throwaway line there about Godzilla Land is like, wait, were they were intending for this to be multiple time periods? Oops.
Yep. Wait, did he just say I? Oh my god. Well, He did just say, I, and it's funny that happened, folks, because next week, my buddy Jesse Raz is joining me for the final volume of the original main ongoing of Boom Studios' Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. The week after that, of course, Joe's just finding this out now, we will be doing Mighty Morphin Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the crossover. So,
oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I ordered those action figures from Big Bad Toy Store. They'll be here by then when we record that.
Absolutely awesome.
Sorry, listeners, I will be fiddling during that podcast.
Yes, he will. So we got Raph and Yoshi, and Raph is giving him a yo-yo, and
I wonder how true that is, that yo-yos were originally weapons.
I don't know.
I don't know.
That's something we'll have to research.
Yes, indeedy.
God, even though I can't, because I don't have my sound on for this, but just reading Yoshi, the kids say, tomorrow you might die, oh, it rips my heart out. Oh. And again, these movies are all about, look at Raph's journey in these three films. In the first film, he had to, kind of come to terms with Casey and become buds with Casey and all that. In the second film, he had Ernie Reyes
Kino.
Thank you. God. And
he's getting an action figure now.
Cool.
Oh.
Look what I found in the woods. Now you and the other Kappa can go home. Now you no die. Son of a snapper. Leo! Oh,
well, now the whole village knows.
Yeah. Easy, guys. Is it the one? Yep, that's the one.
Oh.
That sucks. Vibes in here just turned bad. Let's split. He is looking out for his daughter. I mean,
oh, they'll get it back. Wow.
Mm-hmm. Look how proud she stands, even though she's captive.
Oh. He was ready.
Oh, yeah, he was. Damn.
Oh.
Liar.
Are you sure? Are you gonna? It's hard, like, doing commentaries like this, because I just want to sit and watch the movie. It got
Yeah,
good.
exactly.
Uh-oh.
Easy with the hands. Oh, it's funny. Oh, they're climbing that wall. Oof. I don't want to know what was in that bucket. I really don't. Oh,
cat noises.
That's right. I forgot, because they're climbing up the wall.
They're climbing back up the sewer.
Yeah. Meow, dude.
His chin's
Blubber
landing
butt.
on my foot. Oh.
Mm-hmm. Reservations for 5. Oh. Under T. Oh, man. We'll find a table.
Yeah, I have. It's totally true that this is better than I remember. I mean, is this? You say you never talked bad about it, but do you feel that it's better than you remember, or it's the same as you remember defending?
It's always been the same, because I never disliked it. Are there little things? Yes, sure, there are little, so the suits aren't the Jim Henson suits. So what? So Splinter looks like he had, a makeover or something. Fine, whatever. Production company changed or whatever. It still looks, sounds, and is really, really cool. And a lot of the lines from all 4 of them, are still hilarious. Like that whole pizza scene, literally, that is the one thing. Frisbee, also good. And again, it was kind of sort of a Donnie and Mikey line, because he threw it and Donnie was standing next to the guy, but he's like, it's Mikey with the thing. It's like, Donnie and Casey, Gackface and Hosebrain all over again. It's just, it's always been fun for me. Is it as good as the original? No. Is it better than the sequel? I don't know. So Mikey comes in and saves the day. Watch out! Ding! Oh, who dings the shell must pay. See? It's lines like that just, yeah. And again, this fight, stunt people or actors in suits, and in this fight, these suits look great. Like, unless you're specifically looking at the faces and you see their turtle pimples or whatever, like, it's still so good. Yep.
Yeah. Oh, golly. Yeah, they're just not absolutely unafraid.
Yep.
Of using their weapons in this film.
Yeah. And they're not even trying to kill them. They're just knocking them out. It's not like Leo is stabbing people with his sword. I mean, maybe Mitsu might, but, the turtles fighting the humans, they're just disarming them and knocking them out.
Yeah, that was better than a lot of fight scenes in modern movies, because they show everything. The camera's pulled back. You can see what they're doing.
Yep.
Yep. You don't have to be afraid to watch this anymore.
No.
And I think it really is. I'm going to call people out when I see it in the fan groups now. Like, all right, you watched it and you loved it as a kid. When you grew up,
I feel like I'm 13 years. Yeah, I feel like I'm 13 years old again. Every time I watch this movie, even like I envision myself sitting at my uncle's watching it on a crappy VHS copy. Even though now I have it in high def.
I have to see if there are 4K versions of any of these, or if they got a proper transfer.
I know there's a couple of different Blu-ray sets, but I'd have to look.
I think I have the Blu-ray of 1 and 2. I don't know if I have this on Blu-ray. I should. I better.
Hold it, bucko. And I think right here is the reason why they got away with the sword fighting and things like that in these battle scenes, because of what Leo is about to do when he does overpower Norinaga. Of course, that's a few minutes from here. Big mistake, dude. And right now, he's only using one of his 2 katanas.
Uh-huh.
So, Okay, he kicks him, his sword's out of his thing, and he's like, go ahead, finish me, kill. He assumes the demon's going to kill him. He pulls out the other sword, scissors. There, short enough for you? Like, again, showing kids showing 13-year-old me, or however old kids were in 93, that the turtles, even though they are violent, even though they have weapons, even though they do all this stuff, they don't kill people.
Yep.
Hello? Was trapped inside.
Interesting thing, I know that disgraced samurai have their top knot cut off. Like, that's a thing that you do when you've screwed up. And I wonder how that got through to the plot. Did they know that that's what that meant when somebody wrote that Leo snips his hair like scissors? But I know that now, and it's just so much better than I remember. I think a lot of people who hate it now, or say it's the worst, or say they don't like it, or that it's the weakest, haven't watched it since they were a little kid. They think it aged like a children's movie, but it did.
It really doesn't. There's so many adult things in here. I mean, not even the fact that, everybody wants to get into April's pants. But, I mean, the lessons between Raph and Yoshi, the stuff with Mikey and Mitsu, even the stuff with Splinter and the guards, all of it is very, very mature for 1993.
What?
I said shoot them. That wasn't part of the deal, Walker. Oh boy. Make my day.
Great job, Leo.
Nice bluff, Mr. Lita. We're toast. Oh boy, I do love being a turtle. Yeah. Missed me. The daimyo's still alive, so...
Don King?
I know, right? Sounds like a geek rant. Hey, I take offense to that remark.
Hey.
Him and his little finches.
So do you think at the end of the movie, at the end of those credits, when it usually says no animals were harmed during the production of this film, if like there weren't any animals harmed making this film except for those two finches in the cage because the actor dropped them, like what happens when you accidentally?
I assume something? I don't know. I assume well that is water, so I don't know. We're turtles, friend. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
I thought it was supposed to be that easy.
Oh, forgot his birds. Oh, not again. Mikey, get it. Go, Mike, go. Whew. Oh, that's what happens to... That's right. I forgot. Yes, I knew he fell, but I forgot how he... He didn't have his birds with him, so the birds didn't fall with him. Okay, so the birds are still on the thing there. They're still on the... yeah, never bungee jump without a bungee, folks. An egg timer to catch.
What?
Are you serious?
Yeah, Raph kind of wants to stay too, doesn't he?
Yeah, eventually. In a few seconds, yes. Donnie, microchip. Uh-oh, somebody's activated the scepter. We gotta go now. I mean, I see Raph and Mikey's point.
Yep.
And, watching this again after the X number of years now that we've covered the IDW series, same thing like issue 50 to 51. Issue 51, Mikey didn't want to fight anymore, kind of thing. And, he just wanted things to, whatever. So Casey's trying to round up everybody out of this bar. Just playing video games. Not. They don't want to leave either. Like technology, we love this. This could really screw up history.
Aww. You went all the way back to the village to go bring him back here?
Probably.
There's dead bodies everywhere. What are you doing? NK.
Yep.
What are their names?
Star Trek time. No. I'll put it on layaway for you, okay? What a drag. Ain't that the truth? Now we do see him grab her hand, but
Or the other, shouldn't one of the Japanese dudes still be there?
yes,
Oh, there he is.
He is. Get him! Get him! Lightning, lightning, lightning. Now, wait a minute. Oh, okay, it is. Wait, no, wasn't that a different one?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Did we just find a flaw in this movie?
Yeah.
So that's Kenshin.
Kenshin wasn't the one that stayed back with the turtles.
Right. It was the other guy. I mean, it doesn't make sense, but I mean, it makes sense for this scene for him to be the one to bring the scepter back to Mitsu. See, it was him.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe they just passed it
Oh,
off.
maybe.
Was she in the room when everybody came back, though? I can't recall.
I don't remember.
Because I didn't know they were about to make a mistake. I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah.
You had to have learned that in the future.
Yeah. It's in Blue Hawaii. I love this music at the end here.
I know I had the soundtrack to this.
I love the music at the end here. It's so good. Yeah. So good. They all start dancing as the credits roll. So yeah, they start dancing and everything's great and everything works and everything's great. I mean,
has top billing. Interesting.
Yes, he does. Well, yeah, he would have because he was the main male actor out of the other, I guess. I don't know, but yes, he does have top billing here, which is kind of cool. I'm hoping as we talk through the credits here, we can see if they show the film location, because I have not seen anywhere so far that I've looked online where, like, the Wikipedia article for this is very, very limited. It's like the plot, the cast, the live action cast, the voice cast, the music, and then the reactions kind of thing.
Yeah, I bet we'll learn some stuff in here.
Yeah. I mean, rewatching this again, I still love this movie. Like I said, there was one little thing at the end there where I was like, wait a minute, that wasn't the same guy. But it doesn't take away from the overall enjoyment of the film.
Nope. The only thing that rubs me weird is the people knowing English, but I know that from a design standpoint why they did that.
Yep.
So now it completely washed the bad memory that I thought I had of this film out.
Mm-hmm.
And I think now I need to make sure when I hear people bash it that I say, have you watched that since you've been an adult? Because it's not as bad as you think.
Yeah.
There's this and this, but the rest of it is quite entertaining.
So I was trying to find, as we go through the credits here, as we were going through the commentary, like we're talking about the English versus Japanese speaking lines, things for the actors and the people. And what I found was I hope I'm saying this right, and you as some sort of Japanese historian will let me know if I'm doing the Edo period, the Tokugawa period. Edo period was characterized by economic growth, strict social order, isolationist foreign policies. It says something about 1603 and how. Okay. The shogunate was officially established in Edo, now Tokyo, on March 24th, 1603 by Tokugawa Ieyasu. The period came to an end with the Meiji Restoration on May 3rd, 1868, after the fall of Edo. So the reason why I'm looking this up, and I have the Wikipedia article here for this period, is because I'm wondering to see if there's anything in here about English versus Japanese language.
Yeah, it would have been when the isolationist stuff, that was where, they'd shoot anybody with bows and arrows if they pulled up at a dock. But there was a point where I know that they were trading quite openly back and forth, but I wonder if that was actually even later.
Yeah.
Japan being as isolationist as it was, they didn't want that input from other places with trade, and so they felt very backwater. Like samurai stuff was not that long ago. There are photographs of real samurai that exist because cameras existed when they were still running around with katanas. But when the trade was actually and the guns were coming like that, I don't know what year The Last Samurai was supposed to have taken place, but that was very accurate. Oh wow, the book that Leonardo flipped through is called The Japanese Sword. They reprinted with permission.
Yeah, very cool. Yeah, that's awesome.
It's a real book.
All right, so original music for soundtrack.
So I think at the end there would have been a number of higher-ranking Japanese people that would have spoken English.
Yeah.
Every effort was made to ensure the safety of all animals depicted in this film, but none of them were hurt. All the featured animals were trained and handled by professional animal specialists. Now we know. The birds made it out all right.
Fictitious, no identification with similarity to actual persons. This motion picture is protected under the laws of blah, blah, blah. No. That's okay. I can
find out.
I can do more research sometime after. So right now, folks, we have ended the commentary portion of the podcast. We're sitting just under 2 hours, and I have somewhat of a plan for what we're going to be doing later this year. So, like I said, we've got Mighty Morphin, Power Rangers TMNT at the end of March. And then I'm probably going to bring back Sewer Surf in September, depending on where I'm living at that time. I don't know. I'm not sure what's going to happen. So we'll obviously dig into even though it continues the numbering, but the new trades. So 101 to 105 and things like that from IDW. And what really sucks is that IDW is in a horrible place right now. It really sucks. So I don't know if do we want to talk about that news here? We should save it for a Turtle podcast. Yeah. Well, this is a Turtle podcast, but we can, once I figure out more things and more whatever, I just know IDW is hemorrhaging money and they're losing licenses. Yeah, they're losing licenses here and there and everywhere. And it's really sad because, IDW has been around for a long ass time, and they've had all these various licenses for years and years and years now, and we've been covering Transformers and Turtles and other things from them since the pull bag started in 2013, and it just sucks. But for now, our comictary tracks for Turtles are done. I don't know if we want to do the other live action films. I will say I enjoyed Out of the Shadows more than the 2014 film, but I don't know.
I think we should do at least the CG animated one, the TMNT.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's awesome.
The 2007 movie, yep. And I just recently watched this, and I'm actually in the process of watching two different things. So over the Christmas break, as most people already know, that my wife passed away in November of 2021. One of the final Christmas gifts she allowed me to get was I finally, at a really stupid price, but I was finally able to get my hands on the 23-disc complete series set of the 87 cartoons, so I have all of it now.
Oh my Gordy.
And just for enjoyment, I'm watching through it just to see what I remember and what I don't remember. And I remember when Turtles Forever came out and everybody was like, oh my God, the 87 Turtles, they got it wrong, they got it this, they got it that. And I recently watched Turtles Forever again recently, and I'm like, yeah, the 87 series, those first 5 episodes are amazing.
Yep.
The rest, like I said, I think I'm on like disc 5 or 6 of the set, which is like season 4, I think. And the one thing that I take away that's bad out of that is a couple of times the voices aren't right on the Turtles. And just the overall, I don't know who's doing it. I'll have to look it up. Whoever voiced Casey Jones in that series, no, thank you.
Yeah, he's like out here like this, right?
Yeah. It's like no, thank you.
Yeah, that would have been before the movie.
Yep, that would have been before the movie. Yep.
That would have been like the first depiction of him in motion.
Yep. So coming up, folks, as I said, we're going to finish off Mighty Morphin March. Next, we've got Power Rangers Volume 14, and then finally, Episode 477 will be Joe and I coming back to talk about MMPR, TMNT, the crossover between Boom Studios and IDW Publishing. And then after that, for April, I don't know what we're doing. I know we'll probably be doing some sort of Beast Wars thing or something, depending on what's going on with Beast Wars, Transformers from IDW. Anything you want to say? Anything you want to let the people know about? Any virtual Geek Stuff garage sales happening?
No virtual Geek Stuff garage sales. Hopefully we'll do a real one this summer. I've said that I think 2 years in a row now, but we'll find out. But I have reinstalled Twitter because I was too old to understand it, and I still don't know exactly how to use it. But I think the way that it works is that you can find me at I'm trying to find there it is. Okay, what's my Twitter name? I'm at at Joe Reed Geek.
There you go, at Joe
There
Reed
we go.
Geek.
Yeah, tweet at me. I won't promise I'll find it because I don't know where to look yet, but I'm Joe's Hawaiian Shirt. Come find me and tweet at me. It was about 20 minutes after I reinstalled it that I was already rage tweeting on some thread somewhere. And they really mean it. Don't read the comments. Just look at the cool thread by that person you like, and then all right, then leave. Don't start reading the comments because something will make you angry.
Yep.
Lesson learned.
Yeah, I use it's a whole thing, and I can teach you later. The Twitter website itself, or the Twitter I don't know what phone you have these days, but anyway, it's something we can talk about later. It's fairly simple to find things and to do things, and I could always show you around. So, all right, folks, like I said, coming up, more Power Rangers stuff here inside the Pull Bag. Make your great escape into comics, and we will catch you next time.
Bye.
You've just heard the latest episode of The Pull Bag, the GCRN's first comic review and discussion podcast. There are several ways to get in touch with us and leave feedback for the show. You can visit the website, geekcastradio.com, where you can comment on the episode and all of our different podcasts. You can rate and leave a review for the show on iTunes. Be sure to leave us feedback. Become a fan of us on Facebook, facebook.com/thepullbag. Send us an email, feedback at geekcastradio.com. Follow us on Twitter at ThePullBag and at GeekCastRadio. So until next time, make your great escape into comics and unleash the geek in you.
Who wants cornflakes? I'm having Raisin Bran.
Choco Puffs for me.
You wouldn't have any, real food, would you?
Of course. Sushi?
I guess I can hold out until we get up to the street.